back to the channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Anita and welcome. I actually haven't recorded a video in English in a long time and I kind of did miss it. So yeah, maybe I will throw in some Spanish words just because I'm so used to speaking mostly Spanish at home and with other people that it's kind of hard not to put in some Spanish words in there. So yeah, today I'm gonna be doing a super dewy makeup. I've been into this makeup routine for quite a few weeks. I've recorded a couple of videos in the past few weeks, I should say, and I haven't uploaded them just because I have not been into the best mood. It's actually kind of hard because it's just like I started off my 2019 with such low energy. Like I'm usually like a super active person, but I've been just like so tired and for like no reason at all. But yeah, so we're gonna go back to doing our 2 videos a week. So hopefully, and I'm feeling a little bit better from now on. I'm still gonna be throwing in there a couple of Spanish videos. So let's get started. The most important part of your makeup routine, it's always washing your face in the morning and applying moisturizer, serums, or whatever you like to use. And for my specific skin type, I have to use certain things. I try not to use a lot of oil stuff during the day because my face is really very oily around my nose. It's mostly my nose. I don't know why, but it's mostly my nose. I always say that because it's fat, it produces a lot of grease, which is oil instead of, I think it's funny. Anyways, but yeah, at night I do apply moisture, a little bit of oil just like around my cheeks, my chin, and my forehead, because this is the part where I tend to get very dry during the winter time. But other than that, it's usually just like hyaluronic acid, my regular moisturizer. For hyaluronic acid, I just use whatever I can find. This is the one I'm using right now. I bought it on Amazon. And I also like this one. I found this one at Burlington. And then for my moisturizer, it's this one by Garnier, the Skin Active Hydrating one. I like this one because it's not oily, it's not greasy like a lot of them are, and I love it because it hydrates my skin, but it also doesn't leave it greasy, and I love that about that. It dries out pretty good. Alright, so we have that, and I am going to apply, this is actually a serum from Hard Candy, but I like to use it because it's hydrating, and it's the Sheer Envy Fix It Serum Hydrates Skin Coconut Oil and Hyaluronic Acid. I like to use this one around my cheeks because it gives it a little bit more moisture, and I'm all about moisture right now. I need all the hydration that I can apply to my face because this winter time, I live in Ohio, so the weather, it's crazy here. I hate, why do we always have to have those baby hairs that just never want to grow? So annoying. Anyways, okay. So for my skin to look dewy from the inside out, I apply this jelly highlighter from Makeup Revolution. I love this thing. I just love the feeling of it. But it leaves your skin super dewy, and I love that. Just look at how pretty that is. And I think this is kind of compared to, what's it called? The Farsali one. This one is not as jelly as that one is. I mean, this one won't fall out the pot, but it's pretty similar to it. I haven't tried it just because it's out of my budget. I mean, I could probably buy it, but it's just, to me, it's just too expensive. Remember, we don't all have the big budget that some people do, so I just work with what I have. Okay, so since that's applied, it gives me a little bit of luminosity. It's not too like extreme where you see like the big strip of highlight. I just like a little bit of dewiness. And for my foundation, I like to use the Joa Truly Yours. This has been like my favorite for a couple weeks now. Well, technically since I got it, I think you guys saw the review that I did a few months ago. And ever since, like, I use it all the time. I got it to like halfway already. And I love it because it gives you a natural finish, but it's also pretty good coverage. And I love that. So what I usually do is I apply it with the brush and then I'll go in with a sponge just to make sure that it's well blended. And just with any drop foundation, small amount goes a very long way. And what I like about this one is that it gives me time to blend it out, so I don't have to like rush and like blend it out. And it's like light to medium coverage. You can definitely build it up, but you could probably do 2 layers. Just let it dry in between the layers so it doesn't move from the places where you had to apply it with the first layer. And I really like this foundation. It like blends into your skin so beautifully. Like, it looks like you don't even have any foundation on, and I love that. I like to apply it with my finger because I feel like with the brush it takes up a lot of the foundation, so I feel like it doesn't cover as good as it would if I would have applied it with my finger. So that's why I do that. Just personal preference, that's what I like to do. And fun fact about me, I don't know if I talked to you guys about this, maybe I have. I can never use a brush that it's sturdy, like with foundation. I can't use it more than once. If I use it once and then I do my makeup the next day, I get a new one. I don't know, I just feel like I do it with the eyeshadow ones, just not with the foundation ones. And also like the ones that I use for powder, I use those more than twice. Okay, mommy. ¿Qué tienes? And then the last part that I apply it to, it's my nose, because that's where it tends to rub off. It just, like, I'm not kidding you, it literally disappears for no, like, out of nowhere. And I try not to put so much on my nose because it rubs off. Look at how pretty this looks. Sorry if you see any dry patches around my face. It's like a satin finish, and it dries out pretty nicely. It doesn't take long for it to dry out once you're done blending it, which I love. It doesn't dry out as soon as you apply it to your face, because some foundations do that and I hate it. Alright, so now for my concealer, I'm going to go in with the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. I'm going to use 005 just because I want it to highlight. And then I'm going to apply a darker one right by the darkness. I'm going to blend this out now. And what I've been doing, it's like I usually just blend it out first, and then I go up to my lash line and blend it out from there. And I'm also going to use it on my eyelids, just for it to cover my veins. So I forgot that I was not recording. I don't know if you guys saw the part where I actually applied the jelly highlighter, but I applied a little bit of that. I blended it out with my finger, which was one of the most important parts of the video, and I actually did not record that part, sorry. Now I'm setting my under eye, and for my under eyes, I just apply a tiny bit. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I'm using 05, I think. Yes, 05. And I just apply a little bit under my eyes and a little bit on my nose, because this is the part where I usually get oily. So I'm also applying some in my eyelids just so I don't have any creases there. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with... Okay, so now for my bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Color Iconic Bronzer in You're Dragging Me Down. I think this is one of the limited edition ones, which I wish it was actually permanent. I hope they actually make it permanent because this is one of the best bronzers I've used. It blends out easily, like so easy. It's amazing. And it stays on all day. I've used my makeup for about 8 hours and it's just there. Like, it does not move. And it's so easy to blend it out. Sorry, I keep moving to the side. The mirror's like right behind, so I have to like move. I'm just not used to holding a mirror on my hand. I have to always, like, I always use a mirror that it's on my table, so it's kind of hard for me to not use it because it's the one that I use when I'm recording, so I make sure that I'm recording and everything. Alright, so for my blush, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Ultimate Minerals Loose Blush for the Juice. I don't know what it says, but it's a loose blush. I got this a few years back, but I love the color. This is in 164 Purely Mauve, and I love the color of this. It's so beautiful. Like, I hope you guys can see that. It's just so pretty. It looks so pretty on my skin tone. Not that I'm trying to show off, but it really does. So I just grab whatever I put on the cap and then apply it to my cheeks. And this, I don't really use that much. It just gives you like a little bit of color. It's not too pigmented where you look like a clown, but it's just like the prettiest color. It looks so pretty on my skin tone. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna apply some setting spray. And the one that I like to use, it's a hydrating one. Just use whatever you have. But right now I'm using the e.l.f. Illuminating Mist and Set. Okay, so for my eyelids, I'm gonna be using the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Volume 3 eyeshadow palette. And I'm gonna go in with the shade Heat Wave, this one right here, and I'm gonna apply that to my lid, just all over my lid. And that's gonna be the only eyeshadow that I'm gonna be applying, just because I want this look to look dewy. I don't want it to be too much. You know what? I'm gonna apply a little bit of the Tiki shade, which is the only matte in this palette. And I'm going to apply this just to blend out the eyeshadow that I applied. Which this is more like a cream color, which works pretty good to set my eyelids, but that's what I'm using. Okay, so for my lashes, I'm gonna be using the Lash Sensational in my Catrice Glamandol foundation. No, mascara. All right, so first I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Sensational, and I'm gonna apply a good coat of this one, and then I'm gonna go in with the Catrice one. Look at how pretty that is. Alright, so I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my highlighter just to apply a tiny bit more so I can have a little bit more sheen, but it's just gonna be a tiny bit. I'm gonna be using the LA Color Strobing Illuminating Powder, and this is in Champagne, which is my favorite highlighter that I have purchased probably ever. I'm going to go in with the Real Techniques setting brush. I'm going to apply just a tiny bit, tap out the excess, and then apply it. And it's just a tiny bit, and then I'm going to blend it out. Okay, so now I'm going to apply some of the same highlight and apply it to my inner corner just so it brings a little bit of more illumination to my eyes. And for my eyes, for my lips, I'm going to be using the Laura Geller Color Luster Lip Gloss in Sugarcane. And I'm just applying a tiny bit of this. Okay, so this is what the makeup looks like. You can see I have a little bit of illumination. It's not too much. It's just like the right amount. And my skin looks flawless, but you can still see a little bit of my acne picking through, a little bit of my moles, my imperfections, which I love how it looks. I love that, like, my eyes are like illuminated as well. I'm not wearing too much eyeshadow, it's just two. And I love this makeup. I just love how it looks, and I love this look on so many girls. Like, you really don't have to pack on the makeup to look beautiful or to feel beautiful. I mean, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. Some people like to pack it on and they feel beautiful, which is great. But also try out the natural look. I mean, you're still using makeup, but it just makes you look a little bit more dewy. It makes you look a little bit more natural. And remember that natural beauty is the most beautiful beauty there is. Is that how it's, I don't know. I don't even know. But anyway, this is it for the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully, I'm feeling a little bit more energized and start actually recording now, because I kind of do miss it a lot. And today I woke up with a little bit more energy. I got a little bit more of sleep. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and that's it.